Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Savannah Chrisley reveals being distant from parents since prison release. Chrisley Knows Best star Savannah Chrisley has worked tirelessly since 2022 to free her parents from prison. The couple was imprisoned in 2022 after being indicted by a federal grand jury for tax evasion and other financial crimes. They received a pardon from President Donald Trump in early 2025. They have been attempting to reintegrate into society and their family since. Savannah, who fought so hard to free her parents, recently admitted she has struggled since they came home. Keep reading to find out more. Savannah Chrisley carries an emotional burden. In 2022, Todd and Julie Chrisley, stars of Chrisley Knows Best, have been in prison since 2022 when they were indicted for tax evasion. Todd and Julie's daughter, Savannah, fought to free her parents from prison. She launched social media campaigns, lobbied lawmakers, and even the president. In early 2025, Savannah's efforts to free her parents paid off when her parents were issued a presidential pardon by President Donald Trump. The Chrisley family has had many emotional and mental health struggles during the time of Todd and Julie's incarceration. In addition to fighting for her parents' freedom, Savannah was responsible for raising her two youngest siblings. At the time of their parents' arrest, Chloe and Grayson were minors, so Savannah became their legal guardian. She was responsible for managing the legal issues of her parents' absence, supporting her younger siblings, and carrying a heavy emotional burden. Savannah Chrisley shares feelings towards her parents. Savannah Chrisley uses her podcast, Unlocked, to fight for her parents and share her journey of their imprisonment. She admitted that she often felt overwhelmed and alone. On her podcast, Chrisley revealed that she had no opportunity to rest or heal while her parents were gone. Savannah expressed that she had to constantly push forward without breaking down. Her responsibilities weighed heavily on her emotionally. In a new episode of Unlocked, Savannah Chrisley sat down with her parents and opened up about how she was feeling now that they are home. Savannah told her parents that she feels that there is a strange distance between her and them. She expressed her love for her parents, but said that something felt off since their return home. Savannah Chrisley shared that her mother, Julie, is showing signs of trauma since her release from prison. She said, however, that her father, Todd, was hiding his feelings about his experience. Chrisley explained that she felt disconnected from Todd and Julie. Todd expressed concerns that everyone had had a chance to rest except for Savannah, and he felt that was why she was still carrying such a heavy emotional burden. Todd Chrisley expressed that it has been hard to reintegrate as a family, and he understands his daughter's struggles. Savannah Chrisley sat alone on the balcony of her Nashville townhouse, the skyline twinkling in the fading light like distant memories she hadn't quite made peace with. The air was thick with summer heat, but it wasn't the warmth of July that had her wiping tears from her cheeks. It was the burden of something far heavier, emotional distance. For the first time in months, Savannah opened up publicly about what fans had suspected, but never heard from her lips. She's grown distant from her parents, Todd and Julie Chrisley, since their release from prison. "I thought I'd be running into their arms," Savannah admitted in a raw, unexpected Instagram live that quickly went viral. "I imagined this big reunion, tears, laughter, family dinners. But the reality's been different. So different." Todd and Julie Chrisley, the once glamorous heads of the Chrisley Knows Best empire, had been released after serving a portion of their respective sentences for tax fraud and conspiracy. Their fall from grace had shaken not only their brand, but their family's foundation. Savannah, their eldest daughter, and perhaps the most public face of the Chrisley legacy during their incarceration, had taken over guardianship of her younger siblings and served as the reluctant matriarch. And now she wasn't sure prison changed them. But also, life changed me, Savannah continued. I had to grow up fast. I had to make hard decisions every single day. I learned how to be strong in a way I never expected. And now, it feels like we're strangers trying to figure out how to talk to each other again. Behind the gloss of reality TV and carefully curated social media, the Chrisleys had always projected a picture of unity. A family that teased and argued, sure, but one that loved deeply. But as Savannah shared more, cracks in the picture-perfect frame emerged. There's this idea that when your parents come back, everything just clicks into place again. But it's not like that. There are questions I never got answers to. Things I had to push aside just to keep going. And now, I don't even know how to bring them up. According to sources close to the family, the post-prison homecoming was more awkward than emotional. Todd returned with his usual bravado, but an edge of defiance in his voice that hadn't been there before. Julie, quieter, carried a gentleness tinged with sadness, but also a subtle wariness. As if she too didn't quite know how to come home to the daughter who had held everything together. Savannah was the glue, said a longtime family friend. She didn't just take care of Grayson and Chloe. She fought media narratives, ran a household, managed lawsuits, held the brand together. She was a one-woman army. And in the process, I think she lost parts of herself, or maybe discovered new ones. And now she's trying to figure out what role she plays when the original cast comes back. One moment in the live stream struck a particularly somber chord with fans. I went over to Mom and Dad's house last week, Savannah said softly. They were sitting at the table talking, laughing about something. I stood in the doorway, and for a second, I didn't know how to walk in. I didn't feel like their daughter anymore. I felt like a guest. The comment sparked thousands of emotional replies from fans, some sharing their own experiences of estrangement and post-trauma reunions. Others speculated whether the Chrisley parents, still under intense scrutiny, had perhaps prioritized damage control over healing fractured family bonds. And though Savannah stopped short of blaming her parents directly, her words hinted at the invisible walls now dividing them. There are things I can't unsee. Like the way Mom looked when she called from prison and tried to pretend everything was okay. Or how Dad still doesn't really talk about what happened. He talks around it. He jokes, deflects. But he never says, "I'm sorry for what this did to you." Savannah revealed that therapy has become a lifeline for her, especially in navigating the emotional complexity of reunions that don't feel like reunions. I'm working through resentment, through grief, through guilt, because sometimes I feel guilty for not feeling closer to them now. But I know this is a process. I know love is still there. It's just buried under layers we're all trying to peel back. Fans of Chrisley Knows Best have long admired Savannah for her poise and strength, but many expressed heartbreak at hearing just how isolated she feels now that the cameras are off and real life is on full display. Todd, for his part, has been unusually silent about Savannah's revelations. His only recent post was a cryptic Bible verse shared on his Instagram story, quoting Psalm 34:18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Julie, always the softer counterbalance to Todd's bravado, issued a short comment to People magazine through her rep. We love our daughter fiercely. We're committed to doing the hard work to repair what's been broken. Still, it remains unclear whether the family is actively engaging in group therapy, or if time and silence are doing more harm than good. I don't hate them, Savannah clarified near the end of her video. This isn't about anger. It's about distance, emotional distance. We're all trying, but trying looks different for each of us right now. I just hope one day we meet in the middle again. As the video ended, Savannah gazed off camera for a long, quiet moment, not with bitterness, but with something more haunting, hope mixed with hesitation. The Chrisley saga continues, not on reality TV this time, but in the far more complicated arena of real life, where love, hurt, and healing don't fit neatly into an episode, and where family isn't just a brand. It's a battle to come home to one another. Ask ChatGPT.